It's Mr. Brailsford here again. I'm about to do some work with you on the third video. This one's to do with abdominal and facial muscle support. So when you're playing your brass instrument, if you can make sure that you do some of these activities that I'm going to show you, then obviously you'll be able to play higher and lower if you need to. So first of all, what I want to look at is I want to look at your facial muscles. Now, when you play high, I'll use a mouthpiece to show you. I'll come into the camera. When you play high, you tend to really tighten up your facial muscles around here, and you keep the aperture, or that little hole in your embouchure where the air comes out, you keep it open so the air can come through as well. So you're thinking about your embouchure being quite tight, facial muscles tight, but you think about your abdominal muscles as well. If you breathe in and then slightly tighten your abdominal muscles at the same time as playing and with really tight facial muscles, you can actually make the notes go really quite high. Something else you can use to focus in on your facial muscles, if you use a spoon, you pop the spoon in your lips, just like that, you can tighten up and you can see the facial muscles. And if you relax the spoon and then tighten it up, you can actually see the shape of the muscles that you're wanting to tighten up. Something else you can do, you can pretend to be a lion or a mouse and stretch your facial muscles, which again is very useful for when you're actually playing. Something else as well to think about, I've got something here that I've drawn. I hope you can see it. There we go. If you think about that, that's supposed to be a fireman's net that people who are needing to jump maybe off a building would jump towards. And the little crosses are supposed to be where the fireman would be, to actually tighten up the net so that when the person jumped, they would be caught safely. And the little hole in the middle, that's supposed to be a center point. But if you imagine that as being your aperture in your embouchure, then you can also think about where you're going to be tightening. So if I put this diagram down for a moment, and you think again as if there were little firemen all the way around here, and you're tightening up so your embouchure is tight in there, that gives you an idea of the sort of architecture of your facial muscles that you'll need to do to go high. Obviously when you go low, you'll relax even more. Now then, what I'm going to do is I want to show you on the trombone some ways of using these muscles and to try and talk you through it before you actually try and play something using these new techniques. That's why I've not used any instrument with you at the moment. Okay? Such a difficult extract to play. Really is to get an evenness. But if you work through those activities that I showed you earlier in this vid, where you're relaxing, you're tightening up, you're not just using air, you're using muscle support, facial support, you do have a chance of actually playing that extract. As I say, going up to that top D is a real challenge. Okay, we'll see you soon. Goodbye.